Hi, this is Craig with Upstate Lawn Equipment, and in today's segment, we're going to be talking about PPE, which stands for Personal Protective Equipment, an often overlooked topic by a lot of professionals and many DIY homeowners. But I'm going to cover some simple steps that you can take to reduce your exposure when handling fertilizer or weed killer or other lawn treatments. So stick around. So here's my basic setup. These items cover 99% of what I do on a weekly basis. Very inexpensive. They don't take up a lot of room in my garage. We're going to talk about each one and the applications that I use them for, and you can decide if it's right for you to pick up. So easily my favorite are these 3M work tunes over-ear headphones. I use them all the time. They take 2 AA batteries. Has a Bluetooth adapter and an AM/FM radio transmitter. I think I spent about $85 on these on Amazon. For $60 or something thereabout, you can get the same pair without the Bluetooth adapter. If I had to buy them again, I probably would save the $20 and just get the AM/FM transmitter ones. You know, when I'm using a chainsaw or a trimmer, I don't care so much about what's playing in my headphones. And honestly, I can't, really dedicate a lot of concentration to that. I just like to have some noise, so I find myself listening to the radio more often than not. I've had this particular pair for about 3 years, and I just now wore out one of these earpieces. So I went back on Amazon, and I picked up this third-party replacement earpiece. I think these were $9, and it just sticks on there, and they're good as new again. Honorable mention to the AirPods. They serve a very good purpose, but not for hearing protection, even when you have the noise canceling versions. If you have some of these, you can spend the extra $60 and get something that is over ear, that is meant, to do what you're trying to do. You don't have to worry about losing, AirPod pieces out in the yard, or, keeping them charged or getting them dirty or whatever. If you're out just watering flowers or, not using power equipment, the AirPods are a nice lightweight choice. But if you're putting gas in something or, trimming something, you need some over-ear protection, and that's why I recommend these 3M work tunes. My next favorite and most used item are my leather work gloves. I use these are like a second skin. This particular pair are the Wells Lamont, and they're the Hydra Hide version. So they're the waterproof version. I think they're about $20 a pair. Picked them up at Ace Hardware. I use them all the time. I don't do anything really without gloves on. All you need to do is cut your hand one time, and you'll be a glove wearer forever. I use it when I mow, when I'm just out unloading stuff from the truck, for anything. And it's saved me a lot of wear and tear on my hands. Also keeps the sun off your hands, which brings me to sunscreen. Use it, especially if you're wearing shorts or short sleeves. If you're out doing any kind of extended yard work, when I say extended yard work, I say if you're out there for 30 minutes or more, you need to be putting something on. I usually use a 50, and I make sure I hit the back of my legs if I'm wearing shorts, the back of my neck. I try to wear long sleeves whenever I can, even a hoodie, something over my ears. Those are all target points for skin cancer. So take care of the back of your legs, the back of your ears, the back of your neck. Can't stress enough how important eye protection is, especially when using string trimmers. You always want to have something on, because I guarantee you cannot blink faster than your string trimmer can kick a rock up into your face. I don't go anywhere without my sunglasses. These are with me all the time. And for a long time, I used to use sunglasses, very nice sunglasses with glass lenses, when I would use the string trimmer. And I can't tell you how many pairs of sunglasses I've ruined. When a rock has been kicked up in my face, when it's broken the lens, something like that. So I keep those on top of my head whenever I'm using the string trimmer, and I always use something heavy duty plastic. If you buy a string trimmer. I think they pretty much give you one of these in the package, you know, in most models, but use it. I know a lot of folks who've gotten detached corneas because they've been using string trimmers without eye protection, and it's hit them in the, you know, the eyeball, and that is no fun. Some protection equipment that I see people wear even less than the eye protection are hand protection, you know, rubber gloves, the chemical resistant gloves when handling fertilizers or weed killers, herbicides, insecticides, you know, anything like that. You know, I can't tell you how many times when you drive down the road and you see the homeowner out there spraying for weeds and they're in shorts and they don't have gloves on, or they'll have a tank sprayer on their back, and the hose connections won't be completely tight and there's chemical running down their back, or the drift is blowing back into their exposed legs. Pick up some gloves for 10 or 12 bucks. Keep that chemical off of your exposed skin. Anytime I'm using any of those things, fertilizers, weed killers, I also have on long pants and leather shoes or rubber boots, depending on what I'm using. You know, these boots were, I think, 35 or 40 bucks, and they're easy to hose off, especially if you're fertilizing or treating lawns in the morning when there's dew on the ground. You know, you're spreading that material and your feet are wet and it's soaking in through, you know, whether you have holes in your shoes or maybe nylon shoes, or, you know, even worse, you're out there in flip-flops or boat shoes or something. Keep your feet covered. Don't let that chemical get in contact with bare skin. The last items here are the lung protection, you know, the nose, mouth, throat protection. I picked up a 3-pack of N95 masks. Those came in handy when the wildfires from Canada were blowing in some pretty poor air quality. I think we were 90 out of 100 in terms of air quality index for a few days recently, and you know, having a mask on that can filter out certain size particulates. The folks that didn't wear them, they were coughing, they had itchy throats, they were wheezing a little bit the next morning, like they had slept next to a campfire. So take a look at the air quality index once in a while, especially in the summer times or when you know wildfires are present. Consider wearing an N95. It's inconvenient, it can be hot, but you know what else is inconvenient is, you know, poor lung health. And take it a notch up are these half face mask respirators from 3M. This one has the P100 disc, you know, air filters on it. You can pick up the face mask, I think, for 15 or 20 bucks, and then the filters for particulates are around 10 or $12 a pair. This comes in handy whenever you're working around wood dust or you know, other fine particulates like that. You know, if you're doing extended woodworking or you're in enclosed spaces, things like that can keep those small particulates out of your lungs. And then I have the same half mask, but on this one I have the vapor cartridges. That comes in handy whenever I'm painting or using solvents or around ammonia, anything with a gas. You know, so when you're using, this is for your fine particulates, this is more for your vapor. And I think the vapor cartridges were around $25 a pair, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna spread this material today, which happens to be a granular fungicide. And then we're gonna have a look at I wore black pants specifically for this today, and they're very clean, haven't done anything yet this morning. Shoes are clean. And then we're gonna have a look at the pants to see what kind of material has blown back on my pants and compare that to if we were wearing shorts. But we're also gonna have a look at the precaution statements that are on this particular bag. Depending on what you're spreading, you're gonna have to take different precautions. But as you can see on this 30-pound bag right here in, you know, bold type right in the very front, caution, see the back for precautionary statements, keep out of reach of children. So they don't try to hide it. You see the first aid, the hotline number, those should, you know, set off flags that, hey, let's read more, let's figure out what it is we're handling and make sure we do it appropriately. So here's the back of the label, and at the very top, not at the bottom, but at the very top, precautionary statements: hazards to humans and domestic animals, causes moderate eye irritation, harmful if swallowed, avoid eye contact with eyes or clothing. There's your PPE comment. Some materials that are chemically resistant to this product are listed below. Very important that a lot of people tend to overlook is this right here. Applicators and other handlers must wear long sleeve shirt and long pants, chemical resistant gloves made of waterproof material, which is those guys right there, and shoes plus socks. Keep and wash PPE separately from other laundry. Basically telling you, as soon as you're done spreading this material, take the clothes that you're using to spread the material, put them in the washing machine right away by themselves and get them washed. Don't go sit on the couch inside. Don't pick up your kids. Don't wrestle with your dog. You have an obligation here to keep the people that are in your neighborhood, that are in your household safe, and you have an obligation to keep yourself safe, right? Don't be out there in shorts. Don't be out there in flip-flops spreading this stuff. Don't assume that, the exposure one time is not going to hurt you, because that's all very subjective. We don't know what level of exposure and what that threshold is between inherently safe and inherently unsafe, and you don't want to take a risk there. So do yourself a favor and use the comments here and take them to heart and wear the appropriate clothing. So we're going to come back and we're going to see what these pants look like. Okay, so we just finished spreading our fungicide granular. Put it down with a rotary spreader on about 9,500 square feet of zoysia grass. You can see it's quite a warm day, I'm sweating here, but look at my boots. See those residue? I swapped my boots out. I had the leather shoes on earlier. Put the boots on. I'm gonna take these out back now and spray them off with the hose, but imagine if you were wearing tennis shoes, some nylon shoes, something that isn't waterproof, or even flip-flops or barefoot. It would be the worst. All this would blow back on your body, on your skin. And the thing with a lot of lawn applications, fungicides, fertilizers, insecticides, they're activated by water. So it advises you to run the irrigation within 24 hours. And it's usually not safe to have kids or pets out on the turf until it's been watered in and dry. So keep that in mind. If you're not wearing proper clothing, that stuff is blowing back onto your skin, and then you're sweating and you're absorbing those compounds, which are not good for our health. So take the proper precautions. It's just it's one extra step. It doesn't take much time, doesn't take much expense, but it could save you a lot of trouble down the road. Thanks for watching.